Yo, what's up YouTube? What's going on today? Welcome back to the channel. So we got Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 21 spoilers, and broski, yo, they're fire, fam. They are straight fire. We got Sarada using her Mangekyo Sharingan powers. Yo, she obliterated Ryu's ass, bro. Yo, she ripped his ass apart. Not even joking. Fam, he tried to escape and she's like, nah, bro. Literally, Jura seen a few fingers of Ryu and Sarada's like, nah, bro, you ain't escaping. She pulled his ass out, made him spread them cheeks, and boom, destroyed the man. Sarada's power are OP. Alright, what she can do right now, she can spawn all sorts of black holes that allow her to suck any enemy that she chooses to suck. That right there tells you why Caution Koji wanted her powers. Her powers are gonna allow her to defeat the Shinjus and some sort of other threat in the future, most likely Momoshiki. She's gonna focus her black hole on sucking out Momoshiki out of Boruto. Mark my words on that. It's gonna be something regarding the karma, dog. Mark my words. So let's get down into it. The cover page shows Sarada with her Mangekyo Sharingan. Her Mangekyo Sharingan is called Ohirume. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that shit right, but that's what it is. And what this means in Japanese is a great woman of sun/daytime, and has been suggested as the spirit or wife of the sun. Now, who is the sun? We know that's Boruto according to Mitsuki. So what does that tell you? Dog, Borusara is canon, fam. Borusara is 100% happening, especially with the meaning behind the eye. Dog, you already know. But anyways, Ohirume stands for Japanese sun goddess Amaterasu, and it means great woman of sun/daytime. So we have that right there. That means her power is also derived from Itachi's in a way, because Itachi has Amaterasu as well. They are all related anyway, so that kind of makes sense there. This shit is fire right now. So the panel starts off with Sarada talking to Chocho. I want to become a Hokage like the 7th Hokage. Chocho saying, nah, bro, I want a boyfriend. That's all I want. And Sarada here then thinks of the flashback of her and Boruto in chapter 10 on the stone faces, where Boruto says, I want to become a ninja just like your dad. And when I do, I'm going to protect you well. She literally remembers that. Yeah, that's what's crazy. She remembers that scene brick by brick. And then it cuts over to chapter 19, where Samira says to Sarada, you don't like Boruto, do you? Because I do. That right there stayed with Sarada in her heart. Now she's looking back at all these memories that were suppressed, thinking that she didn't need these things. But in reality, she did. They've been hinting at her feelings since the very beginning, and for her to become Hokage, she was blocking all these feelings. So now she realizes that she needed these feelings in order to become stronger. And that is what her Mangekyo Sharingan represents. Because even in this panel here, she says, I can't waste my time thinking about pointless things. She thought all these things were pointless. And then Boruto sacrificed his eye to save Sarada. She thought in that moment, like, shit, how useless am I? That right there is what really affected her. She made Boruto lose his eye. And she's like, every time I try saving him, I can't. So that's why she held back on her powers until now she is able to finally awaken her Mangekyo Sharingan. So then in the next pages, Sasuke talks about Sarada awakening her Mangekyo Sharingan, and that being the ultimate proof he needed that Sarada was not lying. Because he says that the Uchiha awakened the Mangekyo under extreme mental stress. So what happened to Boruto at that moment, that stressed her out like no tomorrow, and he knew right there that she was not lying. Otherwise, she would not awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan unless it was to show that Boruto is innocent, because she's fighting back against what Sasuke and everyone else was saying. So Sasuke saw that as the ultimate truth. And so Sasuke tells Boruto that Sarada awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan, and he tells her when she awakens it, she'll understand its powers. It's an instinct all Uchiha have. So then it cuts back to the battle between Ryu and Sarada. Sarada is looking menacing. Bro, my girl looks sick as fuck. She's summoning all these black holes, sucking everything that's in her way. She literally focuses the black hole on Ryu. Ryu now feels her presence. He knows that, yo, I can't screw with her no more. She's literally just standing there all cold-hearted. Sarada then tells Mitsuki to take care of Arya and Yodo and focus on protecting yourself. This right here is Sarada saying to Mitsuki, dog, you guys chill back. Let me take care of the battle here. This right here, she's about to take down another Shinju. Bro, that's 2 for 2. She first attacked Hidari, got some damage on him. Now she's on to Ryu. Yo, no wonder she is the wife of the sun. She right there is Hokage material, telling everybody to stand down. Let me go into this. So then Ryu attacks Sarada again from a blind spot, thinking that she could only summon one black hole. But little does he know, she summoned 4 black holes. She basically is spamming the black hole. This right here is like Kamui, except she's spawning all sorts of black holes, and she could suck whatever she wants to suck. Ryu is now surprised that there's so many different black holes and he doesn't know what to do. At this moment, Sarada starts levitating using gravity from the black holes to make her and Ryu levitate. Bro, this right here is some Otsutsuki type shit, fam. I'm telling you, yo, she's OP as fuck. For her to be levitating just the 2 of them and everyone else is unaffected, yo, Her Mangekyo Sharingan is fucking strong. And fam, that's only one eye. We don't even know what the left eye has. That's how you know she's about to be strong. Anyways, she levitates Ryu and her into the air. And this right here, I'm not gonna lie, it reminds me of when Momoshiki first awakened. This is very similar to that because looking at Sarada, even look at her eyes have power in them. You see when the eyelid is half covering the eye, that usually means that the anime character has power. The same was said for Ichigo back in the Aizen fight. When he unlocked his full power to fight Aizen, his eyes showed power. That's usually the case with most anime characters and people in real life as well. Usually when their eyelids are half covering the eye, that usually means that they're really relaxed and they have power and control over the situation. So this right here, looking at Sarada's eye, she is very calm and very focused, and she has control of the whole battlefield. Literally no one else is moving, not even the other Shinjus. Bro, the other Shinjus are just staring at their ass. Look at that. So then Mitsuki says that that sphere is likely generating gravity, and Ryu and his iron sand as well as Sarada herself are all being affected by it. Me and Arya as well as the surrounding life forms remain unaffected by the gravity. She is choosing her target. So this right here is when Sarada starts sucking off Ryu and makes him go into the black hole. Sarada then tells her resolve to Ryu, saying, "For a long time I chose to turn away. My goal of becoming the Hokage felt so far away because I became impatient. For every calamity that occurred, I was always unable to do anything. I didn't want to admit that I was actually powerless. I was scared to face that reality, so I turned away from it." She's like, Prez's feelings, the unrest in my heart, what I really thought about Boruto. I thought all of that was just weakness, so I denied it. I also knew I was denying this power I kept hidden. Ryu then tells her, "Quit your babbling. What's up with this emo girl?" And what's funny is in the asterisk at the bottom, it says a Japanese word for someone who has darkness in their heart is mentally unstable, or a woman who has become obsessed with their partner in a romantic relationship. That's what the translation says. So this right here is Sarada telling us that this whole time she felt weak. And it's true, don't get me wrong. Every time she tried doing something, she was powerless. Mitsuki had the sage mode, Boruto had the karma and Momoshiki, Kawaki had his karma and his insane powers from Ishiki. She was very outclassed, and because of that, she felt very powerless. She couldn't even save Boruto from Kawaki, and Kawaki ended up taking Boruto's eye because Boruto had to save her. So she understands that all these feelings she was hiding away and denying is what was holding her back. She thought all of it as a weakness, and now she understands that it's not weakness, it is strength. She now understands her heart and understands her feelings for Boruto and everyone else, that she awakens her Mangekyo Sharingan, which is what she says here, what I really thought about Boruto. So this whole time, since the beginning of the manga, she was being hinted with her feelings for Boruto and all this stuff, but she thought she didn't need any of that to become Hokage. Little did she know until now that she actually needs those feelings to become Hokage. I think this also here confirms that Boruto and Sarada are going to be canon. She knows her feelings for Boruto. She understands Sumire's feelings too. So I think once she returns to the village, she's going to confront Sumire and she's going to tell Sumire, I get that you like him, but I also like him too. So then it's all going to come down to who Boruto chooses. But I think Sumire is going to step out of the way because she knows that Boruto and Sarada have a better relationship than her and Boruto. Now, one thing here that gets me is that Sarada also says, she says class prez again. Like, bro, she's just taking shots at Sumire, saying the prez's feelings, the unrest in my heart. Like, dog, she's taking shots at Sumire, even though Sumire's like, how long are y'all going to keep calling me class prez? Even Boruto calls her that shit. So we're gonna see when she returns back to the village, she might finally address Sumire as Sumire. Now, the one thing I'm gonna say here is Sarada saying, I also knew I was denying this power I kept hidden. Yo, she looks sick, bro. Ikimoto drew her fire as fuck. Bro, look at her eyes and everything. Like, I like the eyelashes and shit. They make her look very feminine and make her look very powerful. Like I said, look at her eyes. That's how you know she has power. But what also gets me is what Ryu says to Sarada, saying, what's up with this emo girl? And then it explains that this emo girl is a woman who became obsessed with their partner in a romantic relationship. Sarada having her powers awaken and saying all this emo stuff to Ryu. From Ryu's point of view, it looks like she's just an obsessed girl who's in love. But it also says that the darkness in their heart. This is the darkness that was in Sarada's heart. She's been holding back herself and her powers, and now she's letting out this darkness in her heart, saying that I denied these feelings and now they're all coming back to her. And since she's an Uchiha, she feels everything much more than most people do, because Uchihas know deep love. So this is all related one way and another, and it's crazy what Ikimoto and Kishimoto were cooking with Sarada. Fam, this shit fire. So then Sarada says, if you run away from yourself, you cannot confront the truth in front of you. You can't save a single person. They're hinting at Yodo, because Yodo basically gave herself up to allow Sarada to awaken her power. And the only way to awaken her power was to make Sarada realize her feelings. So now this goes back to a few chapters when Yodo tells Sarada, saying, is there a man in your life? The way you're dressed, this and that. She kind of knew what was up with Sarada, but her purpose was to make Sarada realize her own feelings, which is what caused her power to awaken. Which is why now Sarada says, if you can't confront the truth in front of you, you can't save a single person. Now she understands the truth. So at this moment, a black hole appears behind Ryu. Ryu tries escaping using the grime claws, and all you see are his fingers coming out of the cube, and Jura notices his fingers, but Sarada's like, nah, G. She sucks his ass back out, and Jura's like, yo, what the hell is going on? And at this moment, Ryu's like, shit, I can't even lift a single finger. Bro, that gravity right there is hella strong. Sarada is not letting this man get away. She's like, becoming Hokage is my dream, so first, I've got to start with accepting myself. At this moment, her eye starts bleeding. Fam, this looks like Sasuke from Naruto Shippuden. When his eye started bleeding, he had that same face against Danzo. But at this moment, Sarada's like, nah, bro, you ain't escaping. She says the name of her Mangekyo Sharingan, saying Mangekyo Sharingan, Ohirume. And at that moment, the Ryu that was getting sucked into the black hole gets destroyed. He starts screaming in pain because all that gravity in the black hole is ripping him apart. Ryu is literally destroyed into many different pieces. Like, he got shredded, bro. This is literally a real black hole right here. You know, in a real black hole, when you get sucked into it, you'll get ripped apart. This is exactly what happened to Ryu here. Ryu got ripped apart because he tried escaping Sarada. Sarada did not allow him. She pulled his ass out from escaping. Fam, this is the same shit Kawaki did to Code when he tried escaping in his claw marks. Now, what gets me here is this one panel here. You see Sarada saying her Mangekyo Sharingan's name. You see the marks in the background represent her Mangekyo Sharingan. And basically, she is the sun goddess right here. So I like the way Ikimoro drew that panel, showing off her serious power of black holes. And black holes are all menacing. Like, they're the ultimate tool of destruction. So then she destroys Ryu. And at this moment, she collapses. Mitsuki comes and grabs her quickly. And he notices that she lost consciousness. Her using her Mangekyo basically depleted all of her chakra. At that moment, the Soul Thorn bulb appears. And it looks like all of Shinki, who was destroyed by Sarada's black hole, is being collected into the Soul Thorn bulb. So this means they're going to be able to revive Shinki. So then the panels cut back to Ida, Boruto, and Koji. Ida tells Koji and Boruto saying that Ryu was just defeated with the help of Sarada's new power. And Caution Koji says she has successfully awakened it. One of the most important outcomes of this battle was having her accomplish that feat. And Ida says, above all else, it's a shame about Yodo. So what's important here is that Koji needed Sarada to awaken her powers. He needs her powers for something, and I think it's either going to be to suck out Momoshiki or something to do with the karma and the Shinjus. I do have another theory of her and Boruto. Hopefully I'm going to make that video. Just stay tuned for that, because I think that is what's going to happen in the future. And it's a theory regarding Boruto, Sarada, the Joken, her Mangekyo Sharingan, and the black holes. So stay tuned for that. So anyways, getting back into this, Koji says it couldn't be helped. Her sacrifice made great contribution to the overall outcome. It was not made in vain. Boruto says, hey, wait, Koji, answer me truthfully. Was there a future where everyone lived and Sarada still awakened her power? Koji's like, nah, I'll say this at the very least. If you had attempted to provide backup, Sarada would have never awakened it. So Boruto says, you knew and didn't say a single thing about it. You said nothing to me about Yodo ending up like this. Koji says, I judged there was no reason to tell you. And right now, you have led me to believe my judgment was not mistaken. Koji basically didn't tell Boruto because he knew that Boruto would slip up. He would go save everyone. And if he did save everyone, Sarada's powers would not awaken. So he knew that Yodo was gonna die. I think Yodo's gonna come back to life. I don't think they're gonna offer it yet because her and Shinki have a whole plot around them too. So I think they're gonna save Yodo somehow. We're gonna see more of that maybe next chapter or even in the future somewhere. Anyways, Boruto says, what's happening to Konohamaru? Can you win against Matsuri? And Koji is not answering him. Boruto's looking at him saying, yo, I asked you a question. Koji says, Boruto, listen to this. Jura has shared senses with all other Shinjus on the battlefield. If you show yourself in front of Matsuri, you will be noticed by Jura immediately and you'll be killed. I saw several patterns with that same conclusion. So yo, what gets me here is Jura has senses that are shared with all other Shinjus, but somehow Jura doesn't know that Ryu got his ass obliterated and Matsuri is half blown up by fucking Konohamaru. Like, fam, why is this guy not intervening? Why is he only showing up when Boruto shows up? Something's not adding up here, yo. I think Jura is running some slime movements we don't know yet. And what's getting me is that Jura is the only one connected to all the Shinjus. None of the other ones are connected. I was talking about this last chapter too. This is very suspect that Jura was crying what Matsuri was feeling. So right now, if Ryu got his ass obliterated, Jura should be feeling, oh shit, yo, this guy got his ass ripped apart. But right now, he doesn't know that, which is like, what the hell? It's not making sense. And Matsuri's half blown up by Konohamaru. Like, Konohamaru pulled that shit out, he smacked her with it, and he blew her up, fam. And you're saying this mandem still doesn't know? And he only knows when Boruto gets there? Dog, that's how you know some weird shit going down. My assumption is that he's also connected to Boruto in a way, that he senses Boruto. And if somehow Kurama is Jura, you know, just if he is, I don't know if he is, but if he is, it could also mean why he wants Boruto. Because a part of Kurama could be inside of Boruto, just like how Himawari has a part of Kurama inside of her. And she didn't get that shit naturally. I'm gonna say that right now. She was implanted with some of Kurama's chakra. And I know some freaky shit happened between Naruto, Kurama, and Hinata, fam. That's just what it is. But that's all I'm trying trying to say, Jura is very suspect with the way the Shinjus are rolling. So then the panels cut back to Matsuri and Konohamaru. Fam, Matsuri's just a head. Broski, this guy can literally use just a head. He doesn't need the rest of the body anymore. Like, not gonna lie, it's a damn shame what happened to the rest. But like, my mandem still got a head. Fam, that's still usable and doable. So then Konohamaru gets stabbed by Matsuri's scarf. And she says, how dare you trick me, scumbag? I won't forgive you. At that moment, a shuriken comes flying at Matsuri. And no one even notices the shuriken. Dog, you already know what's coming. Boruto pops up and he flying Raijin's there. And fam, at that moment, even Konohamaru doesn't even see this coming. Boruto teleports to the shuriken that hit Matsuri and he obliterates her. Fam, he destroyed the only head Konohamaru would have gotten. Broski, even Konohamaru's face couldn't even take in what happened. This motherfucker is looking at the other side where Boruto spawned and doesn't even know Boruto has teleported in front of him. Dog, that's how you know Boruto is stupid fast. This guy is fast. Like, my man teleported so quick to Matsuri that this potential Hokage candidate couldn't even see the mandem. Fam. That's how you know Boruto OP as fuck. So Boruto destroyed all of Matsuri. Now I wonder if her Thorn Soul Bulb is gonna appear, which probably it is, and he's gonna give it to Konohamaru so he can take it back to the village and revive Moegi and shit. But Matsuri gets defeated and destroyed, and right here Koji is very worried, saying, yo, that hard-headed brat, does he want to really destroy all our efforts? Jura at this moment says, so you have appeared, Otsutsuki Boruto. And the side text says, Boruto relentlessly cuts through the future, even if it means his own death. Fam, Jura is coming. Jura is coming for them Uzumaki cheeks. Fam, he gonna grab the left cheek, right cheek. He about to fucking rip them shits apart. Jura is coming. Yo, this shit's getting serious. This right here tells us Boruto either might get captured or he might get killed. Yo, if he gets captured, that right there is a Boruto retrieval arc. Everyone's gonna come together like Sarada and shit. They're gonna go down and save Boruto from Jura. But that's not gonna happen, and Boruto's probably gonna end up getting bitten or some shit by Jura, and then that's when the Jogen or some shit's gonna awaken. Who knows, broski? That might even go that way. We don't know. I have a feeling it is that when Boruto gets bitten by the Shinjus, something awakens inside of him, and that's gonna be the Jogen. And that's gonna surprise Jura's ass that, yo, this guy has a different power. Shit. But what gets me in this panel with Jura is that he has something weird on his eye. If you look at his Rinnegan, he has something on there. I don't know if that's a drawing mistake, or maybe that is him sensing Boruto. That he has sensed Boruto and he has appeared on his eye. Because Jura is connected to all their Shinjus, and it looks like Moegi's eye has seen Boruto at that very moment. And at that moment, Jura is watching through her eyes and sees that Boruto has appeared. Which is why that weird dot on Jura's eye appears. Boruto has to teleport the fuck out of there so quick. If he doesn't, Jura gonna take him. Koji even said that he's seen Boruto die here several times. So I think what's also gonna happen is Boruto's here, Jura's gonna come, Sarada's now gonna use her other eye power, the one we don't know yet, to fight back against Jura, and Jura's gonna retreat. He's gonna see Sarada as an even bigger threat. And he knows he's gonna have to take down the village, which leads to the destruction of the village in episode 1, chapter 1, because he sees that all the ninjas are a threat. The Shinju's attack and obliterated. So with Jura coming next chapter, Boruto better run, because Koji said that Jura could take down Boruto like it's nothing. And right now, we see Boruto as strong. Now imagine when Jura comes and he knocks down Boruto like nothing. Otherwise, Jura not going for them cheeks only. He going for everything else. Like, that's how you know Boruto better get the fuck out of there. Power is so frightening that Boruto and no one could defeat him. Jura is the strongest of them all. Like, this guy right now is at the top of the verse. That is it for this chapter. This was a review and spoilers. Let me know what you guys think of all this greasy stuff we were shown. I have a theory coming later regarding Boruto, Sarada, Jogen, and everything. So stay tuned for that, alright? Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos to come.